Good morning, children. So let's begin with our English lesson. That's lesson number 10, Purandara Dasa part 2. So we have done Purandara Dasa part 1, a school trip to Hampi, and I had told you all I will show you all the photos. Now children, this is the picture of Hampi. I hope you all can see it nice and clear. So this is the temple, the Vittala temple, which has the pillars. Can you all see these musical pillars? So this is the temple, Vittala temple, with the musical pillars, and this is the stone chariot. The stone chariot where you find in the temple, the chariot is carved out of stone. So you all can see the elephant which dragged the chariot, the wheel, everything is of stone. So it's a stone chariot. And this is the great Vittala temple. It's famous for its musical pillars. Can you see each pillar? There are 7 pillars on one side where you will get the musical notes Sa Re Ga Ma Pa Da Ni Sa. Okay, from each pillar. And then this is Purandara Dasa. This is a photo of Purandara Dasa. What was his initial original name and how he became Purandara Dasa is what we are going to learn in part 2. Okay, so we are going to learn about this person, Purandara Dasa. So let's begin. So go to page number 122. Purandara Dasa part 2. With the help of the teacher, find out what these places of worship are. So the first image is an image of a temple. Temple is a place of worship where Hindus go to worship their God. The next one is the mosque where the Muslims go and worship. The third is the church where Christians go. The Muslims or the Islamic people go to the mosque, and church the Christians go. Fourth is the picture of a Gurudwara. Now Gurudwara is a place where Sikh, you have seen Sikh people, not the Sikh is S-I-C-K, that the people who are patient or unwell, not the unwell people. The Sikh, S-I-K-H, these are the people, these are from Punjab basically. Okay, so they have the turbans and all over the head, so they are called the Sikh, and they go to Gurudwara to worship their God, Guru Nanak, whoever it is. And then we have Mantapa. Mantapa is usually in the temples where it is in a hall or a structure, hall like with a closed thing, or it will be a open place where there are a lot of performance. Like if you see in temples, there will be dance performance, musical performance all happening. This happens in the Mantapa. It's a stage thing which is used for mostly the religious cultural programs in the temple. Okay, so next we thank God for a perfect day that we have spent in happy play. We thank you for the fun we had with nothing there to make us sad. Repeat the poem after the teacher. So since you all are not here, so I just read it out. So I want you all to follow and read the poem again. So I'll read it out once again for you all. We thank you, God, for a perfect day that we have spent in happy play. We thank you for the fun we had with nothing there to make us sad. So this is a children's poem with prayer to God, which is said in the evening or before you go to bed, that you thank God for whatever you all had for today and there was no reason to be sad. You all enjoy the day. Okay, you have to thank God for your parents, for your teachers, for the school what you all are coming to, and a lot of other good things, for your sisters, brothers, for your family. Thank God for all the good things which you all have. And if you all have done anything wrong, you are sorry to God. Okay, whichever God you all believe in, whichever religion you all follow, but we have God too. Ultimately it's God, right? So we all pray to God before you go to bed and thank Him for this whole day what you all had. If the day was not okay for you all, just think why it was not fine. Why did the day go fine for you all? Think about it. You can talk to God. Prayer is nothing but talking to God. Okay? So let us read. Madam narrates the story to Suraj and Mohan. So what happened in the previous part 1? Suraj and Mohan, they go to Purandara Dasa Mantapa, and they see the statue of Purandara Dasa. Like you see in this picture, he's got the tambura in his one hand and symbol in the other hand. Can you all see, children? Yeah. So like when they saw his statue, they wanted to know more about Purandara Dasa. Okay, so they went to the teacher to ask more about Purandara Dasa. Now the teacher narrates the story. Narrates means he says the story to them. The strength of prayer. It is not prayer. That's a wrong way of pronouncing it. It's prayer. The strength of prayer. Srinivasa Naik was a rich but miserly money lender. Okay, the Srinivasa Naik was a rich but miserly money lender. His wife Saraswati Bhai was very kind. She always gave money to the poor, thinking that it was a service to God. Her husband Srinivasa did not like this. One day Lord Vishnu, dressed as a priest, came to Srinivasa Naik asking for some money. He wanted it for some religious purpose. Srinivasa did not want to give any money. He asked the man to come back the next day. So what happens here? Srinivasa was a rich, miserly money lender. He was a very rich man. He had a lot of money. But he was a miser. What is a miser? Miser means a man who does not spend or give money to others. So miser means a man who's got money, but he doesn't want to give it to others. He doesn't want to spend. Like we say kanjus. Right? So that is what means by when you say miser. Okay? So his wife Saraswati Bai was a kind lady, whereas his wife was a very kind lady. Anybody comes to her, she would give what she has. So that kind of a couple they were. She always gave money to the poor, thinking that it was God's service. So she believed in God, so whatever she had, when any poor people came asking, she would give it to them, thinking that was service to God. So one day the Lord Vishnu himself took an avatar of a priest. Okay, so he dressed himself like a priest, and the God Vishnu came down and he dressed like a priest. Okay, priest means what? Priest means sage, like that. Okay, so he comes down and he goes to Srinivasa Naik, who was a rich person but who never wanted to spend money or give it to anybody else. So he went and asked him money, but he did not give him any money. So the priest said, see, it is for religious purpose, it's for God's purpose. We have to put a program or celebrate in the temple for something. So give some money. Srinivasa did not give him money. So instead he sent him back. He said, come another day, come another day. So each day he was just telling him, come another day, but he wasn't giving him any money. So after several days, he gave him a fake coin to the priest to get rid of him. So after several days of sending him back without money, one day Srinivasa was so fed up. He thought, whatever I tell him to come back for so many days, this priest still comes back and asks me for money. So I'll give him one coin, and just to satisfy him and to get rid of him. So he gave him one coin which was fake. What do you mean by fake? Fake means which is not real. Okay? So he gave something which you cannot spend. It is not a real money. He gave him a fake coin. The priest felt bad and went to Saraswati and told her his story. So Lord Vishnu was dressed like a priest. He can recognize that it's a fake coin and he cannot use it for any purpose. So he went to his wife, Srinivasa's wife Saraswati, and he told her the whole story, that I've been coming every day asking him for some money for religious purpose, but he is not being giving. Now he is giving me a fake coin. So what happened? Saraswati felt very bad. Saraswati's heart melted. She wanted to help him. She gave the priest, that is the Lord Vishnu, her nose ring and asked him to sell it. She thought that her husband would not object to this because it was a gift from her mother's house. So what happened when the priest told her, the Lord Vishnu was dressed like a priest, told Saraswati, she felt very bad. So she said, okay, what can she do? She didn't have money with her. So she removed her nose ring, which was gold. She removed the nose ring and gave it to the priest, and she said, you sell this and make money out of it and use it for the religious purpose, for the temple celebration. So what happened? Saraswati was thinking, okay, my husband will not shout because it was a gift from a mother. So it's my mother's gift to me, so I can spend the way I want, so my husband will not question me. So she gave the nose ring to the priest. The priest took it to the money lender's shop to take a loan on it. Srinivasa recognized it. He safely locked the ring in a box, asking the priest to come the next day for the money. He went home. He saw that Saraswati was not wearing the nose ring. He was very angry. Saraswati realized that he would ask her to show the ring. She started praying to God. So what happened? The priest who got the nose ring from Saraswati went to the same money lender, that is Srinivasa. The priest went to the Srinivasa Naik and gave the nose ring, and he said, you give the money against his nose ring. So he is a money lender, so he'll keep the gold ornaments and jewelries and he'll give the money back. So he kept the jewelry and he said, and he recognized that it was his wife's ring. So what did he do? He said, okay, I'll keep it with me. You come tomorrow to take the money. He did not give him the money immediately. So he put it in the locker and said, come tomorrow. Come the next day, I'll give you the money. So when he came back home, he saw Saraswati was not wearing the nose ring. And Saraswati realized that that the husband is going to ask, where is my ring? So she started praying to God. Because she said it is a God's service and she gave it. Now she was scared that her husband would ask her. So she started praying to God to show her some way to escape from her husband's scoldings. So Srinivasa said, show me the nose ring immediately. Saraswati, Lord, help me and save me from my husband's anger. Suddenly there appeared the ring in her hand. In a fear and surprise, she showed it to her husband. Srinivasa was shocked to see the miracle of God. So what happened? Srinivasa immediately was so angry. He said, show me your nose ring immediately. So she didn't have the nose ring with her. She has given to the priest. So she prayed to God and said, oh Lord, please help me and save me from my husband's anger. And what happened? Suddenly a nose ring appeared in her hand. She didn't have it with her. It was locked in the locker, right? By her husband Srinivasa. But still, she got the ring in her hand. It just appeared in her hand. And then she showed it to Srinivasa, her husband. She said, here is my nose ring. So Srinivasa knows that he had locked it in his locker. So how did she get it? So that was a miracle, right, children? Miracles are something which will not happen, which is not in reality that somebody can do, which is not ordinary. Miracles are something which is extraordinary, which is done without our without our own knowledge, So that will happen. Miracles happen only when there's God, only when we believe in God. Things will happen. You will not know how things came. It's called God's work. So like this miracle of God happened. He understood the message of God. From that moment onwards, he became a devotee of Lord Vittala. He wandered from place to place. On one of his travels, he met Vyasatirtha the sage. He composed songs and sang them in praise of the Lord. So what happened? Srinivasa understood that it was God's work and the message from God. So God wanted him to help the poor, but I didn't help the poor. That's why God has done all these things. So he hid the nose ring and it's come back without his knowledge out of the safety locker, right? So it appeared in his wife's hand. So it was a miracle. He understood why all this is happening. From that moment means from that time, that very second, he left everything. He became the devotee of Lord Vishnu. See, they came to know that it is all because of the Lord Vishnu who did all this. So from then onwards, he left his family, he left his whatever money, possessions, whatever wealth he had, he gave up all that and he went wandered. He wandered from place to place. So what he did, he wandered from place to place in the sense, roaming around, going around aimlessly without, just singing and praising God. You want to know where you're going. Wandering is like just travel place to place without any aim. If you want to go to a place, you'll just go. Wandering is without any aim. You just go wherever your leg takes you, your mind takes you, and then he was only singing praises of God, Lord Vishnu. So on the way he met Vyasatirtha, a sage, and he composed songs and sang them in praises of Lord. So he also met a sage who was very famous, Vyasatirtha. He served him for some time. And the Srinivasa Naik composed a lot of songs. Compose means write music and songs, and sang them in praise of the Lord. he called the father of Carnatic music. He is called the father of Carnatic music. It was he who introduced many ragas. His Kereya Neerannu Kerege Chelli is seen as the beginning of Carnatic music. Later he came to be known as Purandara Dasa. So what happened? Srinivasa Naik went wandering around. He met a lot of sages on his way, and he started composing music. He is called the father of Carnatic music. Okay, so Sangeeta the Pitamaha is called Sangeeta Pitamaha. So he is the father of music. So what kind of music? Carnatic music. So Sa Re Ga Ma Pa Dha Ni Sa, all this was actually composed or introduced by Purandara Dasa, that is Srinivasa Naik, who was later called as Purandara Dasa. He was later came to be known as Purandara Dasa. Okay. So what do you mean by Purandara Dasa? Purandara is nothing but Lord Vishnu, another name given to Lord Vishnu. Dasa means servant. So he called himself as a servant of Lord Vishnu as Purandara Dasa, and people called him as Sangeeta Pitamaha. That means he is the father of Carnatic music, father or grandfather of Carnatic music. That means he is the founder or the composer of the initial Carnatic music. And a song Kereya Neerannu Kerege Chelli is the beginning of the Carnatic music. So this is denoted as a first song, the beginning of the Carnatic music. Okay children, so this is what we learnt about Purandara Dasa. So what do we learn from this lesson? Your devotion, your faith, your belief in whichever God you will believe has to be strong, and you have to value the culture as well as respect our elders. Okay, so the priest was the elder person who came in money, but he kept on chasing him. You should not do that. If you have money, please help your poor people. You have to respect the elders at home and outside. Okay, so whatever belief you have in whichever God you all have it in, have wholeheartedly believe that God will definitely make a miracle one day. Okay, so we have your meanings. Miser, a man who does not spend or give money. Compose is to write. Fake, not real. Kind means sympathetic, means you are very kind to somebody, you show sympathy to someone. Devotee, a person who worships God. So Purandara Dasa became a devotee of Lord Vishnu. So that means he worshipped Lord Vishnu wholeheartedly. Strength means power. Okay, so I want you all to first copy down these new words which I have written on the board. Okay, I'll read it out for you all. Once you all copy these spellings, write it thrice in your notebook. After that, I want you all to copy these meanings in your classwork book. So first copy these words. The first word, write the meaning. Write the lesson title, the Purandara Dasa Part 2. That's your lesson. And then the strength of prayer. Strength of prayer. And then new words. The first is the strength. 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 Second one is miser. MIZER. Miser. Compose. 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 Saraswati. SARASWATHI. Saraswati. Srinivasa. 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 Devotee. 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 Recognized. 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 Moment. 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 Wanted. Wandered. Sorry. WANDERED. Wandered. Travel. 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 Fake. 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 Priest. 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 So these are the 12 words. Please copy down in your, these are the 12 words. Please copy down in your classwork notebook. Do not make any mistake. Copy the spellings correctly. This is for you all to know the spellings and read the words correctly. Okay, so 12 words. Once this is done, then you'll copy the meanings in your notebook. Okay, so rest of the notes I'll do it in the next class. Take care, all the best.